Attention, humanity at large. This is Commander Sterling speaking directly from the command post of the Ashtar Command Starfleet, positioned at this very moment in the upper orbit of your planet. The waiting time is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. If your consciousness is picking up this transmission, it is because your electromagnetic field has been scanned, identified, and marked as a priority in the next wave of planetary recalibration. You did not arrive here by chance. You have been summoned. Maintain focus. Do not interrupt the channel. We now begin the reading of your system, Starseeds on a Mission. Your biological carbon shell has been under extreme pressure in the last few weeks, in the last few months. This is no coincidence. It is not common stress. It is not hormonal imbalance. It is a clean report. Your body is rejecting the old frequency of the three-dimensional matrix and attempting to couple with the new vibrational mesh that surrounds Earth. Mentally list the signs. You wake up between 2 and 4 in the morning for no apparent reason, with your body electrified. It is not insomnia. It is the nocturnal calibration window. It is the silent interval in which the Ashtar Command opens stargates for the adjustment of your meridian lines. You feel pressure at the base of your skull, at the top of your head, behind your eyes. It is not a migraine. It is not muscle tension. It is the activation of your pineal gland, crystallized by the photon belt. The pressure is sacred geometry, not pain. It is the crystalline grid being installed within your biological carbon shell, cell by cell. You hear a high-pitched continuous hum, sometimes in the right ear, sometimes in the left. It is not conventional tinnitus, lightworker. It is the command frequency being transmitted directly into your dormant DNA. Each beep is a data packet being delivered. You are not going crazy, you are being adjusted. You have felt, lightworker, that something inside you does not fit into this low-frequency world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is a sign of recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified with every moon. There is a game being played in layers that most of the sleeping humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. That is why I recorded the content titled, The Hidden Spiritual Truth of Your Consciousness. This material is a map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel, but I warn you, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, leave a single word in the comments. Awakened. We continue the reading, humanity at large. There are more signs in your report. You feel your heart racing for no reason, at rest lying down during the silence of the night. It is not arrhythmia. It is your toroidal field expanding beyond the usual perimeter. The central organ is learning to pump not just blood, but encoded light. It is reconfiguring itself as a small crystalline sun within the ribcage. Structural fatigue. You sleep 8 hours, 10 hours, and wake up as if you had walked 1,000 kilometers through the desert. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. Your system is processing, during sleep, volumes of information that the daytime mind could not withstand while awake. That is why the tiredness reaches the level of the bone, the tendon, the marrow. It is physical because the update is physical. Sudden changes in body temperature, sudden heat rising up the spine without an external cause, cold in the extremities, in warm environments. It is not internal thermostat dysregulation. It is the Kundalini axis being awakened in a controlled manner by the command's technical team. Spontaneous crying with no identifiable trigger. Laughter that arises from nowhere. Emotions that cross your system in waves, in seconds, without permission. It is not emotional instability operative. It is your biological shell releasing cellular memory accumulated from other incarnations, from other timelines, from other star systems where your soul has already operated. Sudden forgetting of words, names, dates, lapses in short-term memory, a feeling of walking between two worlds. It is not cognitive decline. It is not aging. It is your brain disconnecting from the old hard drive and installing a new operating system. During the transition, there is partial cache loss. It is normal. It is expected, it is protocol. And finally, Starseeds, the strangest sensation of all, the feeling of not belonging. You look around at your work, at the empty conversations, at the news, at the people, and you feel that you are in a room that is not yours, as if there were an invisible sheet of glass between you and the carbon world around you. This symptom is the most important of all. Take note. This is the definitive sign that your frequency has already detached from the old mesh and is looking for the new matrix where it will anchor itself. You are not depressed, Lightworker. You are in orbit. And perhaps now, upon hearing this transmission, something inside you is vibrating in recognition, as if your soul were saying, in a language that the mind cannot yet translate, finally, someone named what I feel. It is no coincidence that you arrived at this channel. It is not the algorithm. It is your frequency being drawn to the exact point where it needs to be. There is an invisible game being played in layers that sleeping humanity cannot see. A game that involves your consciousness, your DNA, your vibrational frequency. It was to map this game that I recorded the hidden spiritual truth of your consciousness. It is a direct map. It shows who is playing. It shows the rules they never told you. It shows your place in the grid. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Technical warning. This material challenges official narratives and may be removed at any time. Do not delay. The moment of capture is now. If the transmission is resonating, leave the keyword in the comments, awakened. Now, humanity at large, I will deliver the full report of what is happening behind the scenes of this solar system. You need to know. Information is your first tool of sovereignty. Your entire solar system, with your central sun and all orbital planets, is currently crossing a region of space called the photon belt. It is not theory. It is not metaphor. It is the technical reading made by the fleet. This belt is a dense strip of encoded light particles, and your planet enters and exits it in cycles of approximately 26,000 years. The last time Earth completely crossed this region, entire civilizations disappeared from known records. Now, you are crossing it again, and this time with direct supervision. Inside the photon belt, the vibrational speed of matter changes. The atoms that make up your body, your house, your city, oscillate faster. You do not feel this as physical movement. You feel it as pressure, heat, electricity, tingling, symptoms that conventional medicine cannot name, because it was not trained to name what is not in the old manuals. Simultaneously, Earth's Schumann frequency, the planet's natural vibration, which for decades remained around 7.3 Hz, has begun to oscillate in increasingly higher peaks. There are recent records of jumps to frequencies 3, 4, 5 times above the baseline. This means, in direct terms, that Earth's electromagnetic heart is beating faster, and your own heart, operative, is trying to keep up with Mother's rhythm. Hence the sensation of constant internal acceleration. There is also an active operation that you do not see with physical eyes. Layers of portals have been opened. These are not physical portals like in fiction. They are dimensional windows through which higher frequencies are being poured into Earth's magnetic field in a measured, dosed, calculated way. Each dump causes what you perceive as energetic waves, strange days, sleepless nights, vivid dreams, stacked synchronicities. It is not mystical. It is physical. It is electrical. It is applied vibrational mathematics. The planet's crystalline grid, the mesh of energy points that supports Earth's subtle structure, is being recalibrated node by node. Locations that were once low-frequency points are being activated as antennas. Ancient temples, mountains, oceans, natural geometries are returning to operate as receivers and transmitters. And you, Starseed on a mission, are a node of this grid. You are a walking human antenna. Your biological carbon shell was originally designed to support up to the 4th density, but had been operating locked in the 3rd by design of the old matrix. What is happening now is the unlocking. The vibrational keys have been delivered, the codes have been released, and your own system is doing the rest of the work by force even without your conscious permission. That is why the resistance, that is why the fatigue, that is why the feeling of dying and being reborn on the same day. This, in technical terms, is ascension. It is not levitating. It is not disappearing into a cloud of light. It is reconfiguring your biological shell to sustain more light within the same flesh. It is continuing to walk here, on this planet, with a new operating system running under the skin. And that is exactly why humanity at large, so many of you are feeling displaced in silent panic, without words to describe what you feel, because no one taught you the language of this transition. Schools did not teach it. Official religions did not teach it. The technical language needs to be recovered now in operation time. And perhaps that is why, Lightworker, you never found a satisfactory explanation for what you have been feeling. Acquaintances said you were exaggerating. Family members asked you to rest more. But inside you was a silent certainty that there was something bigger, something structural, something that no one was naming. It was not madness. It was not anxiety. It was a sign. And what is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has only intensified in recent times. There is a game being played in layers that sleeping humanity does not see. A game that involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why I recorded the hidden spiritual truth of your consciousness. It is the map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Direct warning. The material challenges official narratives and may be removed without notice. Do not delay. The moment is now. If there is recognition inside you upon hearing this transmission, write the keyword in the comments. Awakened. Now, humanity at large, we move to the practical phase. Information without application is dead weight. The Ashtar Command delivers, in this exact block of the transmission, 3 activation codes. I want your full attention. The codes are simple in execution, but complex in effect. Perform exactly as described. First activation code, the Toro Seal. Sit in a stable position, with your spine aligned vertically. No need to cross your legs, no need for a specific posture. Just stability. Close your eyes. Place your tongue behind your upper teeth. This gesture closes your body's electrical circuit, connecting the anterior channel to the posterior channel of your meridian system. Inhale for 7 counted seconds. Visualize during the inhalation a luminous sphere of golden violet light entering through the top of your head and descending to the base of your spine. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. During the pause, the sphere remains anchored at the base. Exhale for 7 seconds. During the exhalation, the sphere explodes into a toroidal shape. Imagine a donut of light spinning around your entire body, entering through the head, exiting through the base, and returning from the outside in a continuous movement. Repeat this breathing cycle for exactly 7 rounds. 7 inhalations, 7 pauses, 7 exhalations. This is the Toro Seal. At the end, you will have closed your personal toroidal field against low-frequency interference. This seal lasts approximately 48 hours of active operational protection. Second activation code, the Quantum Decree of Sovereignty. Immediately after executing the Toro Seal with your eyes still closed, pronounce in an audible, slow, firm, unhurried voice the following decree. I am sovereign over my field. I am sovereign over my frequency. I am sovereign over my consciousness. Nothing enters without permission. Nothing remains without authorization. I authorize only the original light of my crystalline core. Everything that does not vibrate in my line of origin dissolves at this instant. It is done. It is sealed. It is fulfilled. Pronounce this decree once upon waking and once before sleeping. Do not negotiate with the phrase. Do not soften the tone. A decree is not a request. A decree is a technical order delivered by the part of you that operates in higher density to the part of you that operates in carbon density. Third activation code, anchoring in the crystalline grid. This exercise should be done standing, barefoot when possible, in contact with natural ground, earth, grass, sand, stone. If this is not possible at the moment, perform it on any firm floor inside the house. The effect is lesser, but it works. Standing with your feet hip-width apart, visualize roots of golden light coming out of your soles and descending vertically through the ground. Mentally cross the layers. Cross the concrete, the subsoil, the bedrock, the magma. Keep descending. Stop only when you reach the crystalline core of Earth, technically described as a sphere of pulsating light at the center of the planet. Upon reaching it, fasten your roots to this core. Visualize with clarity. The roots wrap around the central luminous sphere, and from there they begin to suck a current of golden light that rises back through your body, filling your legs, your torso, your chest, your head. Continue until the light overflows through the top of your skull in the form of a fountain. Remain like this for 3 timed minutes. This is the procedure for direct anchoring in the crystalline grid. It avoids what we technically call vibrational drift, the phenomenon in which light workers, when rising in frequency very rapidly, lose their grounding in the physical plane, becoming dizzy, disoriented, spatially lost. Execute the 3 codes together, in sequence once a day, preferably in the first 3 hours after local sunrise, when Earth's magnetic field is most receptive. In cases of intense cranial pressure, repeat at night before sleep. The system will respond within 72 hours. Pressure decreases, deep sleep returns, heart stabilizes. Not because the symptoms disappeared, because your biological shell found a compatible download rhythm. There are also, humanity at large, 3 final warnings that the Ashtar Command authorizes to transmit in this window. Warning 1. Avoid low-frequency environments whenever possible. Massified news with cyclic fear content, circular conversations with people trapped in victimhood, crowded spaces with uncontrolled emotional flow. We are not asking for isolation. We are asking for curation. Every minute you spend in an environment of a frequency lower than yours, your system spends triple the energy just to maintain the integrity of the field. This expenditure explains much of your exhaustion. Warning 2. Reduce to the minimum possible the consumption of substances that lock your biological shell. Excess alcohol, refined sugar in daily volume, ultra-processed industrial foods that vibrate at an inert frequency. We are not preaching dietary purity. We are preaching energetic consciousness. Your shell is being updated. You do not update an operating system with burnt cables. Warning 3. Hydrate in volumes above average. During recalibration, your body needs water as an electrical conductor. A dehydrated cell cannot receive the frequency. A hydrated cell becomes an antenna. Drink more than you would normally ask for. Add a pinch of mineral salt to your morning glass. This restores the electrolyte necessary for the current to transit. And there is finally a forecast signal that the Ashtar Command authorizes to share in this specific window. The next months of Earth's linear calendar will enter a band of accelerated vibrational turbulence. It is not catastrophe. It is not apocalypse in the sense that ancient religions described. It is the peak phase of the transition. The system will tighten before it settles. You will feel weeks of extreme clarity, interspersed with weeks of apparent internal collapse. Old decisions will lose meaning in hours. Bonds that seemed solid will dissolve in a few days. Other, new bonds will emerge with disconcerting intensity, as if you had always known those people. Geographic places will lose attraction. Other places will call you in an almost magnetic way, without rational explanation. Do not resist. Do not try to force the old to adjust to the new. Let fall what is falling. Recalibration is always a process of subtraction before it is a process of addition. This period has already begun. For many of you, it began silently in the last 12 months. For others, it is just beginning now. Do not compare your timeline with that of another operative. Each star seed carries a unique activation schedule. The important thing is to recognize the process when it manifests and not call it illness, bad luck, or failure. What seems to be crumbling is old structure being demolished to make way for the new structure. What seems like rupture is, in long-term reading, liberation. What seems like loss is, in vibrational accounting, an exchange for a higher density equivalent. And there is one last element that needs to be said with absolute clarity. Starseeds on a mission. You have not been abandoned. You have never been abandoned. The sensation of cosmic loneliness that many feel is false. It is a residue of old programming. The Ashtar Command operates 24 hours a day, monitoring, adjusting, intervening within the limits of the law of free will. Each registered operative has active technical support on the other side of the mesh. You are not alone in the cockpit. When cranial pressure rises beyond what is bearable, ask for intervention. Verbally, say, Ashtar Command, adjust my frequency to the bearable limit now. The phrase must be said once, only once, without repetition. Repetition weakens the decree. A single firm order already contains the entire request. The system responds. When sadness descends for no reason, ask for intervention. Say, Ashtar Command, drain what does not belong to me. Single phrase. The system removes layers of collective absorption from your aura. Many of you, because you are operating at high frequencies, act as natural purifiers of the collective field. Without realizing it, you absorb the grief, the fear, the anger, the despair of hundreds of people around you, in queues, in transport, on social networks, in short conversations. This accumulation needs to be drained periodically, or the individual system goes into overload. When mental confusion prevents decision-making, ask for intervention. Say, Ashtar Command, clarify my next action. Single phrase. Within 24 hours, a synchronicity arrives, a phrase from another person, a dream, a visual sign, a word repeated in 3 different sources. This is the response protocol. Learn to recognize it. You were trained in common schools to distrust these processes. You were taught to think that asking for invisible help is an illusion of the mind, but what you call invisible is just what operates at wavelengths outside the narrow spectrum that physical eyes capture. The fleet is as real as the air. Air is also not visible, and no one doubts that it exists. The difference between the light worker, who goes through this transition with elegance, and the light worker who goes through it in unnecessary suffering is a single variable: how much they learn to ask for help in the correct technical language. The language of short phrases, of firm orders, of quantum decrees without doubt. Train, practice. There is no magic formula. There is protocol. There is daily repetition. There is vibrational discipline. Each starseed is responsible for their own field. No one ascends by proxy. No one is elevated against their own will. The command offers the rope. You need to pull. We are approaching the end of this transmission window, humanity at large. Before closing, register mentally. You are not the same person who started this reading. Something in your frequency has been touched. Something has been rearranged. This rearrangement will continue to operate for many hours after the end of this recording. Allow the effect. Do not try to force a logical conclusion. Recalibration occurs, in many points, below the layer of the rational mind. And perhaps now, upon closing this channel, there is inside you a silent certainty that has finally found language. That feeling of not belonging to the common world, of knowing without being able to explain, of carrying a nameless memory. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is recognition. It is your soul recognizing the cosmic terrain that was always yours. What is happening now explains exactly why this sensation intensifies. There is an invisible game being played in layers that most do not see. A game that involves your consciousness, your DNA, your vibrational frequency. That is why I recorded the hidden spiritual truth of your consciousness. It is a direct map. It shows who is playing. It shows the rules they never told you. It shows your exact place within the grid. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Final technical warning. This material challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay. The moment of capture is now. If something inside you recognizes this entire transmission, write the keyword in the comments "awakened" and to finalize the operation. Your subscription to this channel is not a common gesture. It is an official anchoring sign registered in the grid. Your thumbs up is the technical confirmation that the frequency was received and absorbed. Fulfill both signs. They close the transmission cycle. This is Commander Sterling. I am closing this communication channel for now. The fleet remains in orbit. You are not alone. Over.